I'm here 30 minutes before the flight.
Can you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in. Make
You
me
literally
check you in.
work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. Check in.
And you're not getting on your flight. It's the Mayday flight. You did. And you think you're gonna check me in. I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you
Yeah,
paid
I paid for a
$25 for
ticket.
agent fee, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I.
Gonna get on your flight.
Yeah, I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check.
We don't control that.
And you will never fly.
You were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in, and you did not in your personal space. This is not your personal space.
This is my stationery.
This is not your personal space. You work for a company. This is not your personal space.
We ain't gotta worry about it. We ain't gotta worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job for a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
I told you to stop putting the camera on me, sir.
I'm literally here at Frontier. I bought a ticket, and they are not letting me check in. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket. I've literally already bought a ticket, and this is your reaction.
So for context, if you haven't seen this video, went viral. It is of a gentleman who is at the Frontier front desk trying to get checked in for his flight. Now, a lot of people are on the customer side, a lot of people are on the representative side. And while I do agree that he was misbehaving, he was being rude, there is a bigger issue here. And the issue is that the customer service reps were acting very unprofessional. A lot of people are online saying that this is okay because he was being rude. Well, that's not how customer service works. Yes, you're going to have rude people all the time. Now, you can choose to disengage. You can say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you, sir. I think you're being rude. I'm going to go ahead and call security, and I can't attend you while you're speaking to me in this manner. Not start recording this gentleman and then taunting him and telling him he's not going to get on his flight. You're not going to get him checked in. Now, apparently this man was arguing for over 20 minutes with these customer service representatives before he decided to pay that $25 service fee. Now, you're wondering, why does Frontier charge $25 service fee? Well, it's to encourage people to check in through online or through the app or whatever. I've never flew Frontier, but that was the information that I gathered online. It's to encourage people to use the online services, to do self-help, basically, through the app. If you do want representative help, you do have to pay that $25. Now, why do they charge these fees? Well, the reason these airlines, these cheap airlines like Frontier and what's the other one, Spirit, for example, are very cheap is because they get you on other things. They either cut back on the amenities you get on the plane, like Wi-Fi or decent seating or whatever, or in-flight entertainment. And so they're able to provide cheaper flights. And then they charge you for a bunch of other fees that they can charge you for. And that's how they make their money, because they're charging you so cheap for the flight. But again, this doesn't excuse these two black ladies' behavior. They shouldn't have been acting like that. They shouldn't have been taunting this man. They shouldn't have been recording this man. He was recording this like most people do. They record this for their own protection or whatever. And maybe they can argue that too, but that's not their job. That's not their job, and they're not supposed to be recording. Now, another thing where he messed up at was he showed up. Apparently, you're supposed to, if you're flying Frontier, you're supposed to check in 3 hours before your flight. And he showed up an hour early, not 3 hours early, but an hour early to check in for his flight. And that's where this whole thing transpired. And they were going to let him check in. I don't know the backstory. I don't know what happened prior to the recording. But as you heard him say, they were going to let him check in until they decided that they weren't going to help him at all. But I record this video not necessarily to talk about that gentleman's behavior. We have a lot of entitled people, and I've always been of the belief that the customer is not always right. I don't believe that. I am of the belief that the customer is not always right. Now, do you have to pretend like the customer is always right? In certain situations, sure. I've worked customer service jobs myself. I used to work for Verizon. I worked for T-Mobile. I worked front-facing jobs where I've had to deal with customers, angry people that are coming in and acting a certain way, and I have to de-escalate the situation. But again, I don't believe that the customer is always right. That's a bullshit concept. But in the world of customer service, that's how it's supposed to be. But I speak on this to speak about a broader thing within the black community. And I know black people are going to tell me, like, you're not black, you shouldn't be speaking on black issues. Well, it's also my issue because I visit black establishments. I'll tell you a personal story. I believe it was last year, maybe the year before. I went to this Jamaican restaurant in the city that I live in the United States. I went to go grab some food. I saw the menu. I ordered what I ordered. I saw the prices. When they came back out, the price was something. It was totally different. It wasn't what was on the board. Now, I'm not the type of person to argue. You get one time to screw me over. You get one. You get one time to screw me over. That'll be the only time you get. And then I will never patronize your establishment again. I'll give you another example, and it's not a black business, but it happened to me in Panama when I got here. Now, I'm no idiot. I paid $30 for my haircuts in the States. $30 plus my $10 tip that I give my barber. The first time I went to get a haircut, I went to a barber shop right across the street or, around the corner from where I'm staying. I sat down, and I'm thinking the dude's going to be reasonable. Maybe I'm hearing the haircuts can be anywhere from $7 to $10. And first of all, the dude did a terrible job. I don't really want to get into the details, but I just want to talk about the price. But when I asked him what the price was at the end, he said it was $30. And I said, $30? He said, yeah, $30. And I said, okay. So I paid him the $30. Guess what? He'll never get from me. He'll never get another dime. I will never patronize that business. So it's not just black businesses that I do this to. I do this to any person or any business that try to fuck me over. You get one time to do it. I'm not going to argue with you about your price, but you'll never get it from me again. But back to that Jamaican restaurant example I was given. They came back when I ordered. It should have been at most like $18 for what I ordered, which was like rice and peas. I forget what it was. Jerk chicken and like a drink. Should have been like $18 according to the menu. I ended up having to pay $25. I didn't argue. I paid the $25. Guess what? I've never been back to that place. And I will actively tell people in my city that ask me about a good Jamaican spot to avoid that spot for that same reason. Because that's not how you should do business. And again, a lot of black people think that just because you're black or because you're a minority, you should support their businesses just because they're black owned. But black people do shit like that in their own community. They want to abuse. They want to take advantage of their own communities. They want to overcharge. Customer service is garbage. This is not a one-off example. And I'm going to play you two different examples of two different black people who are echoing this same sentiment. There's a reason why Popeyes is considered to have the worst customer service in the fast food industry. Who do they mostly employ? Black people. Why are black people like that? And again, it's not attacking everybody, not saying, but generally, black people give you garbage customer service. And then when they own businesses, they try to fuck you over. But then they complain that no one wants to spend money in their businesses. Well, who wants to spend money in a business that treats you like crap? In a business that you can't even get a hello, that will have one price on the menu, but charges you another price when you come out. And if you can't argue with the price, because they'll argue with you back. But let me not talk too much. Let me go ahead and play these 2 videos I got about 2 other black people who have had, and I could have pulled way more examples, but these are the 2 examples that I found quick, that I remembered off the top of my head, about how black people like to act when it comes to customer service.
Support black businesses, my ass, okay? And this is coming from a black business owner. Black folks, stop going into business thinking that you just going to get business from black people because you black. I'm sick of it. The quality is fucking trash. I'm at work and I'm like, okay, I just want an omelet, right? So I Google breakfast spots near me, right? This spot pops up 4 minutes from my job, y'all. 4 minutes. I'm looking at the reviews, good reviews. Food look really good, right? And it's black owned. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm on that heavy, right? I get there and I'm looking over the menu, right? Now they have a whole omelet section, right? I'm looking over the menu and I see all these different type of omelets, right? They have lobster omelets, shrimp omelets, sausage omelets, all of this, right? And I'm like, nah, I just want a Denver omelet. A Denver fucking omelet, right? The #1 omelet, you go to any breakfast spot, what is it? Ham, cheese, bell pepper, and onion. You can get that anywhere, across the board. Right? So I go to the window and I ask the guy, I said, can I have a Denver omelet? I didn't see it on the menu, but can I have a ham cheese omelet with bell peppers and onions? He like, no, we don't sell that. I'm like, oh, okay. He said, you can get a ham and cheese sandwich. I don't want a ham and cheese sandwich, but okay. Now, if you got ham and cheese in the bag, why can't you just make a ham and cheese omelet? And why the fuck a Denver omelet is not on the menu? That's like the #1 omelet everywhere you go, right? He like, no, we don't sell it. All right. And I just looked at him like, oh, okay. So I just walked out. No problem. No problem. You got it, bud, right? I go right down the street and get me an omelet from a place that's not black owned. This is all I wanted, y'all. Just a ham and cheese omelet. That's it. Ain't even about the omelet. Even though you a breakfast spot, you should be selling like a Denver omelet, just a simple omelet, because that's like common. It was an attitude like, well, take it or leave it. Get the ham and cheese sandwich or you don't get none at all.
And that's the problem I'm talking about. The customer service, the attitude from the black community when it comes to customer service jobs is absolutely horrendous. I mean, look at how these 2 ladies acted. And then one was encouraging the other. So they feed off the bull. They feed off the bull. And so I don't think that that's acceptable. And so why does it have to be that way? Why is it that, black people want people to support their businesses, but they're not willing to improve on their customer service? I don't want to continue watching this video because she pretty much made the point that we were talking about, that I was talking about in this video, and she explained everything she went through. They had the ingredients to make what she wanted, but they gave her trash attitude and couldn't make what she wanted, even though what she was asking for, every other place pretty much sells it. And it's like this across the board. But I got one more video for you guys that I want to play. Just give me 1 second.
Black people have the worst customer service in the motherfucking world. And you can say that you don't agree with that because I don't give a fuck why. If we get our customer service better, we'll make more business. Bottom line. So you can say whatever you want.
When you go to the Chinese restaurant, they nice to you. They, hey, Ray, how you doing today? No, they just as mean.
Hey, I don't go to the fucking Chinese restaurant.
All right, but you know what I'm saying, Ray. Like,
I don't go.
We could yell and go make your point.
I'm speaking for Ray.
At the end of the day, Asians don't sit there and say, hey, your customer service has to be perfect. Your product has to be A1 before I support you. They support you.
So,
other races support you.
So Sue in the West End from American Deli she's a very customer service driven individual. She understands.
Shout out to the one Asian.
Oh my God.
Sue moved to the West End. Sue moved to the West End and Sue started selling wings. And now you can take a selfie with Sue. You can have a good time with Sue.
And Sue only plays Gucci. Like music.
She does.
So that makes sense why he's defending Sue.
She's playing to her audience.
She's playing it.
She understands her audience.
So y'all gonna go to black people restaurants because you could take selfies.
So when you talk about black customer service, I had this conversation the other day with one of our artists. She was like, my nail tech moved from Atlanta. I was like, I got another one for you. She asked me, she was like, she black? I was like, yeah. She's like, I don't want to go there. She probably don't do feet. And she probably gonna charge me an arm and a leg. And I was like, the fuck? She's like, every black nail tech she went to in Atlanta, I was like, I'm not gonna touch your feet. They charge you an extra a reservation fee, and then they give you shitty service when you get there. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. We can't even have.
I spend $500,000 a year on bullshit, bro. And I love spending money. And the reason why I don't spend with black establishments like that, because they got fucked up attitudes. They don't give you a smile. They don't even say hello, how you doing, man? I take your order.
Right.
But I'm supposed to keep spending with them because they look like me? Fuck that.
No, you spend where you're treated well, where you feel welcome. That's where people. That's That's all it comes down to. Because black people don't even like to spend in their own establishments. Why? Because they don't like that shit either. They don't like it, but if it's them doing it to others, then it's okay.
The people that are going to rise to the top, the people that understand what it takes to win. Not the people that feel like, you should let me win because they let them win. That's not how you win.
And the art of customer service is like almost, I don't know where it went, but like it's very important. Like think about anything that you're doing, even selling a product, it's about the service behind it. So I think that we have to amplify that.
It is the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters is the service. We are in the service business. I am in the service business. I am successful. 16 years later, I love Tehran. I love Tehran. Guess why you love Tehran? Because Tehran understands when I walk in this bitch, I'm a service. Yeah. You don't look at this bitch and walk here like I'm the biggest songwriter in the world. Y'all all need to bow down to me. That's why we rich. And my thing is a black man that has made millions of dollars and want to see other black people make millions of dollars. I know the one thing that's the difference is the fucking attitude. That's why I yell. Because the attitude is the difference. And if you fix your attitude, everything else will follow. But you think, well, they ain't got to fix their attitude. Well, we ain't them. We ain't them.
And the thing is, regardless whether we ain't them or not, the thing is that other people aren't doing it. Other groups aren't giving you that nasty attitude at their businesses. Even if it's not their businesses. Other people aren't giving you the attitude that black people give you when you walk into an establishment. Whether they're the owner or they just simply work there. It's like black people hate their job. They don't even want to be there. They hate it. They want nothing to do with it. They're just there to collect a check, and they don't care about the way that they treat you. And that's unfortunate, but it's the reality.
We will be where they are. We are us. And the thing that's holding us back is we don't treat each other with respect. We don't treat each other like we're thankful. I worked at McDonald's and I worked at Chick-fil-A. That changed my life. When I worked at McDonald's, they told me the goal is to get the customer out in 45 seconds, 30 seconds or less. Yep. That was the goal. They ain't say smile. They ain't say none of that. They said the goal is to get them in and out 30 seconds. When I went to work for Chick-fil-A, they was like, we're going to pay. They asked me how much I made per hour. I told them. Then they said, we're going to pay you $2 extra for that. Then I'm 16, Dina. $2 extra an hour is a lot when you're 16. So he was like, and I smiled. And he said, you know what I'm giving you that extra $2 for? Your smile. I don't care if you're cooking. I don't care if you're sweeping. I don't care what you're doing. You need to have a smile on your face. And meanwhile, that's why when we see a Chick-fil-A, you'll see fucking 50 cars in line and you'll wait, right? But if you see a McDonald's with 4 cars, you're like, the line's too long, right? Because they don't fucking stress customer service. So hold on, stop. So I'm trying to teach you how to get to a certain place, and you don't want to accept that you got to change your motherfucking attitude if you do. And instead of change your attitude, you want to bring up what Asians do. I don't know if the motherfucker is smiling by the way they talking. I don't know their culture. I know our culture, and I know our culture. Black women have bad attitudes, and so do a lot of black people. And my thing is that we want to make money, then fix your motherfucking attitude. Or you'll be off and you'll see another motherfucker there smiling, and they'll be like, they only picked her because she's white. No, we picked her because she smiled.
Correct. And again, I know you'll always have these people that are going to come, in the comments, or that would say like, oh, you're not black, you're not allowed to talk about black issues and all this shit. Well, if I'm patronizing your businesses and giving you my money, I should be able to have an opinion. You can't just take my dollars and think that I shouldn't be able to have criticisms of the way you guys act in your businesses. Again, I never went back to that Jamaican spot, but you know what I did? I did find a Jamaican food truck that was a lot cheaper, was advertising correct prices, and the food was good. And guess what I did? I continued giving her my business. And so something's got to change. Something's got to change, or like he said, black people will never be successful. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's all I got for this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think about these employees that did that to this man? I think 2 wrongs don't make a right. While he was being rude, they had no reason to be rude back. That's not in their job description. They should have been a lot more professional. And as you guys saw it, broken down by 2 other individuals that are black, that have had that experience with black businesses. Black people need to fix their attitude problem if they want to be successful in business. Simple as that. And I'm not saying there's not successful people. Like he said, he is very successful himself. But he wants people to buy from him because it's him, not because of the color of his skin. Anyways, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.